Hey everybody, Mark and Susan, Colorado Sasquatch Research. Today is August 28th. And today, because it's so hot, we just decided to come back to an area that holds a lot of significance for both of us. As you know, this area, over the past 10 years, this is where I did my research for 10 years. And when Susan joined me about 2.5 years ago, she had an experience right here. A lot of people, a lot of followers remember the rock where she was walking along the path here. It was getting towards dusk. She was walking and something caught her attention. She turned around and there was this massive black shadow just standing right there on the other side of that rock. She could see the shadow. She held her camera up, took a bunch of pictures, and then skedaddled out of here up that way. And so after us looking at the pictures and going through all of that, it looked like a gigantic Chewbacca is standing there smiling at her. So on top of that, you know, all the experiences that I've had over the years, it was a very paranormal experience because there's nothing that big. It was as big as that tree right there. So I'm just going to kind of walk over there. It's been a while since I've been back here. Just take a look and see what's been going on. Now, the thing about the Sasquatch in this park that I should tell you is that even though over the years I'm a very, you know, forensic type of guy, footprints, structures, things of that nature, I never discounted the paranormal Sasquatch because this park is where I first had experiences with that type of Sasquatch. The Sasquatch that exist in this park are of the paranormal. They do present all the behaviors and stuff that people have talked about over the years, the abilities that they have. So even though I never really focused on it, in some of my older videos I did, on those old Morgan 10 videos, I never really focused on it that much. But this is the reality of this place here. So this evening here on the 28th, we're just hanging out in the shade because, like I said, it's 100 degrees. So we're just going to wait till dusk and hopefully something happens here. Hopefully a portal opens if you're one who believes in that type of thing. And not everyone does. We get it. But because of that incident happened here and it changed the whole dynamic of everything that we do now and where we've gone since. You know, we come back every so often, about once a season, just to come back, follow where these animals have been going, and just to see. We were surprised this winter. We came back this winter. I thought that they had left and were no longer here. Because the human population has picked up so much, the park is more busier than it used to be back in 2010. I was a little concerned that, you know, they had left. But the residual paranormal spiritual energy that exists here never goes away. This is haunted land here. I've given the reasons over the years for those who've followed me, all the reasons in the world, from all the deaths, the suicides, to the other Bigfoot sightings, to UFO sightings, to you name it, has happened here. Okay, so see, she was standing right on the trail, just over here. Saw this huge black shape back here. So she took his picture. And I did a follow-up video that year where I came back here and there's interesting little animal-sized hide caves back here. So I kind of have to be kind of careful, especially with cats. But nothing as big that could fit a Sasquatch that was 12, 13 feet high. There's our tree, guys. Remember, people were saying, it looks like he has something on his neck. You know, he looks like Chewbacca. See this little cave in here? And what I had theorized is that he was standing on this rock, which made him look so tall. He may have been your standard size Sasquatch, but he was standing here, just looking at her. And this sun that I'm facing now, westward, had already gone down behind the canyon up there. So she didn't have the sun hitting her in the face from that direction. She was looking directly here. And we did a follow-up video. So I'm going to kind of show you that. It's been a couple years since I've been back here. So see, I was thinking it was right here. This is the tree. And everybody was like, you know, they could say pareidolia, whatever, which they did at that time. But again, in our mind's eye, it wasn't. On top of Susan being as psychic as she is, because she is very psychic, we needed a second, third party. So what we did is we went to a friend of hers that is a psychic medium and had her work with those pictures. Right here is where he was standing, guys, right here. And, you know, according to the woman that helped us, she's a good friend of ours. The being calls themselves Mott, which the only other being we could find, Googling it, was an Egyptian goddess by the name of Mott. So here's where he was. He was standing right here. And he was just looking at her on the other side of this rock here. In fact, I don't even remember that stump being here. But he was standing on the rock, peeking over, looking at her. And she's looking at him. And he's just standing here, right? In this area back here. Gigantic guy. So what I'm going to do is, with the video and some other segments, what we're going to do is we're going to throw in all those old stills and try and rehash him, bring him back, just to see, because this is where we're hanging out today. So I'm just taking a look around, and anyway, so this Mott being told us where the centralized clan in this part of Colorado that it belongs to, that he oversees, he watches them. And they're a huge clan that exists. We were told to head towards the Monument, Palmer Lake area of Colorado. And we didn't do it right away. We did our other thing. We went to many other places, as you've seen this season, past 2 seasons, that weren't associated with where he was telling us to go. We've just recently started hitting that Rampart Range area. And that's where we've been most of the season, where we found the alien face rock and so forth. So I'm just taking a look back here. It's been a long time since I've been back here. I don't know what to expect. But what we're hoping is, because, again, that was a very paranormal experience. That wasn't a living Sasquatch that was standing there. That was something else. So we're waiting for dusk to fall again. You know, timing is everything. So we're hoping that something will happen once it gets a little darker back here. And I'm just looking for anything. As usual, look at this, tree breaks new, see? When I filmed the follow-up video that year, that tree was not broken there. So he broke this whole tree here. And right here, there it is. Over here, there was an arch, a huge arch. And it's still partially there. And this is where we believe they hang out back here. See it? You can even see it, like animals have been back here. But see this arch right here. See that tree snap right there? Look at this arch here, guys. It's still here. And he used this trident to hold it down. That cave's been used a little bit. This is new. Look. Piece of bark. Something tore it off. See the sticks, the way they're laid? So there's still activity happening here. This is really cool. It's been almost, what, 2.5 years since I've been out here. Because that experience happened right when Susan and I met. She was green as they can be when it comes to Sasquatch. But this, look, see this? He's been laying here. Now anybody can say, hunters and others can say, well, deer do that. Deer compress an area if they've been laying here. Well, why is this arch here then? See? And it's even grown back, which means that the Sasquatch didn't kill the tree. It still lives on. But look at that break right there, guys. See that? So, playtime does go on back here still. And he broke a tree over there. Now, really nice hidden area. I really love this. Really hard to pick up prints because of the sawgrass. And I do have to be mindful of rattlesnakes because in this part of Colorado they do have them back here. So quiet. The pressure changes. So back to Mott. He was standing over here. So every so often, once a season, we come back here and we just sit and just listen. And what you're hearing over there, there's a creek just beyond me here. And there's frogs over there. Now, back when the incident originally happened and I still wasn't all there with the whole paranormal thing, I was saying, well, he's there because they're catching frogs. Well, no, the being that I have that she caught on camera is not a living being. It's too big. There's nothing that big that exists in nature. So, spiritual Sasquatch, if you believe it, this is what happened here, if you believe in that. And that's why I've always ridden the fence, 50-50. I'm here because I have had paranormal experiences, but I'm also very focused in the Meldrum textbooks, as I should say. And that's usually how I start, is with forensics. But, very spiritual place, a lot of history here. The Cherokee Trail is not far from here. The Ute, the Arapaho Indians, the Cheyenne used to travel the Cherokee Trail going south all the way to Texas, and they would trade horses all along the way, called the Cherokee Trail. So we have a lot of graves out here, a lot of spiritual energy. Bad things have happened out here too. Murders, suicides. The energy is everything that's 411 here. It's off-settled. Even today when we got here, she said, can you feel the pressure? As soon as we got out of the car, the pressure's just like boom, boom, boom. It's like super quiet, just pounding your head. So there's a lot of pressure here today. But this is their little area here, see? And this, so we're just gonna hang out, see what happens as the sun goes down. This is all matted back here, unbelievable. So I'm just gonna work over here by the creek here and see if I can get up without getting bit by a rattlesnake. It's really sunny. And this canyon that runs for a couple miles down that way. Anyways, you know, all of you who have followed me over the years have seen all of it. Everything. That's interesting back in there. I'll have to take a look at that in there. But I want to go by the creek here and just see what's up here. It's been a while. One time I had a deer jump up out of here while I was down here flying around. It scared the hell out of me. Okay, see this? See how hidden this is? Look, guys. Alright. Looks like little animal prints, but no human prints. Look at how hidden this cove is, guys. Look. See the water? It winds around. Comes down to this little creek down here. And this is where we believed was the central hide location for this, because no one comes back here. There's the trail up there, but it winds around. But no one comes down here. So see, this is a really important area over the 10 years that I've been involved in this research. You know, it's one of those important areas. Very important to me. So I'm gonna see if I can pick up a print here. Look at those little tiny feet. What are those? What is that? Those aren't shoe prints. You can see the other little animal tracks too. There's a print over there, it looks like. But see this? You come down in this little cove. You're completely hidden. No one can see you. Maybe on the canyon they might spot you down here. I doubt it. This is our little hidden cove. Let's see if I can see what this was over here. It looks like a print over here. No, it isn't. That's what I was looking at, though. Look like little juvie prints, though, huh? Look at that hidden back there. It's so hidden, so nice. And what Sasquatch here do is they love these willow bushes. Do you see how you can get right up along a creek here, inside here, complete shade, completely shaded. So let's see if I can make a move here. That's freaking moss. I don't think I can make that, but I'm gonna try it. 1, 2, 3. Didn't quite make it. Alright. See, little raccoon tracks. But these, look at these. Look. Oh my God. Alright. Susan! Oh boy, look at that, guys. A little juvenile print. Another one. Another one. So we have 3 little juvenile prints. But no shoes. See what I'm saying? That's just where I landed. That's where I landed right there. See? Jumped from right there to right there. There's no other prints. They're toed prints. These are fresh. Which tells me we got a little baby Sasquatch up in here. Look at that. Let me see if I can get down. See, it's a bare foot. See the toe? Little tiny thing. Looks like there might be a little mid-tarsal break there. And I got 2 prints here. One's a little weird shaped. One with the toe coming from up there. Look at that, guys. See, we knew they ran here. Now, again, back to what I was saying about the whole paranormal and that. This park is where I first learned that there's 2 things going on with Sasquatch, and it's been the mainstay of my beliefs. You have a living carbon entity that's moving through the park, surrounded by all this history and all this other paranormal activity. This park that I'm in here right now is known as the 3rd most haunted state park in the state of Colorado because of the Old West history. People see Indians up here. There are no Indians here. They see them in loincloths. People get pushed to the ground. They have things touch them on the trails. They have all these things going on top of Sasquatch. And there was no little child with little tiny feet down here walking there. I can tell you that right now. There's nobody really that knows about this place except me and Susan. It's been one of our research areas. So these are Sasquatch, little baby Sasquatch. And he was moving down this little thing here. Let's see if I can pick one up over there. See, I can see a heel, so he did come that way. He was coming down the stream. But the lack of human shoes, you know, I mean, look at that, guys. There's my shoe print, see, in size difference. See my boot tracks. These are bare feet tracks down here along this where nobody goes. So I'm gonna get back up and go tell Susan what I found. Oh shit. Oh. Now I have wet feet. It's alright, it's 100 degrees. See, it looks like he was sitting in this little cove right here, just relaxing. He came down. Again, you can hear the frogs. Okay. So they're down here. The living Sasquatch is down here for this area. Cool off. In fact, it could be in this big bushing right here, listening to me. Let's see, I have to get back up there. So you can see. You can see the isolation. You can see the fact that You know, I'm talking about, you know, this is where I did my research for 10 years, guys. Most of those videos on my Morgan's 10 old channel are all from this park. This is where it all went down. And then when Susan joined me, all kinds of weird paranormal stuff started happening to her too. So that's a boulder up there glowing. Solid rock. So, chances are these little tiny footprints are all along the river. So we have a few other places along the river we're going to check out. Ooh, look at this back here. Wow, look at all this. Secluded back here. Something just bit the hell out of me. See the game trail. Animal comes through here. See this? Right to there. It looks like a nest. Creature goes in there, hides out. If that is a juvenile Sasquatch, I'm very happy, guys. Very happy that means they're having children. Look at this. Whoa. Should I brave it? Whoop! I'm gonna brave it. Let's see what's down here. If I can pick up a bigger print, I'm gonna be so happy. Okay, so, see? It all ties in with the prints. Somebody's moved down here. Come through the bushes to get back to the creek. Alright, careful here. Careful. Footprints. Animal prints. Animal prints. See, animal prints. Something's poked here. Deer. Deer. Looks like another type little critter. Look at that though. All these animal tracks, and I've got little baby Sasquatch tracks right in the middle of it. I'm down here by this creek. I found some prints. Alright, I gotta go show her where I'm at. So we're gonna cut the segment, but she needs to see these, and we're gonna continue moving down the creek here, looking for more prints. So there we go, segment 1 for August 28th. We have a juvenile Sasquatch presence along a very hidden creek where she had the large mott encounter. Alright, so I'm going to kill this segment. We'll go on to the next. Okay guys, segment 2. Just moved around. The creek was down there. I came around here by the rocks. Remember what I was saying? Oh, look at this. I just found a nest. So, big rocks. Came back up from the creek, came around this way over here. All bedded down in here. Look at this. See? This is where the natural Sasquatch, the natural Bigfoot comes into play. And there's a little hide area back here, because this is the work of, I've said it time and time again over 10 years, guys, this is the work of gorillas. Look at how it's all, he made up a nest to hide, to sleep. You can see where he's laid down right there, guys, under this, and he piled all these sticks atop this branch, boom, and manipulated it so that he could come down here in the shade. Look at this. Sorry, I have to get through here. Look at that. Look at how deep that is. He's huge. He's laying right here. And back here, you see this? Oh, look at that down there, guys. Oh, shit. There's his cave, guys. Oh, my God. I found him. August 28th, 2019. I found where he was. Look at this. I could get in there, guys. I could crawl in there. I don't have a flashlight. Don't have my gun today, because I didn't think we'd need it. But this is it. Look what's behind me here, guys. Look at this. He snapped us off. He's been laying right here. He built a little blind, like almost a den blind. climb up on this hill here. Look at this. See? He broke this and set it here. Slow down so I can get you a good picture of what I'm looking at. The motte being was standing there, but look, this is where it is. And there you go, guys. Right there. Found this cave. He just squeezes right back in there. Let's take a look a little bit more. Alright. Awesome finds. Sasquatch hide area. Look at that. Humans don't do that. You can see how big he was laying there. And this is maybe where he could even fit a juvenile. But you could see the size and the weight of the guy. Look at how matted down that is. No other animal in nature does this and builds a little roof over their head. No other animal. Look, no fire pit. I'm right here. He doesn't want to come over here. I don't know why. All right, so you have the cave goes right down in here. We have the prints in just down at the creek, 2 little juvie prints. We have a Sasquatch blind. We have it matted down. The only thing I'm missing is a print right now and some scat, but this is what we call a good day, guys. This is a good day. I'm calling it a day. So I'm going to go hook up with her, and we may do a second segment where she's filming all this because she needs to see this. This is Bigfoot, guys. Look at this little roof he made and just laid right below it. Perfect shade. Little cave. This. I come back out where we started, where the big guy was standing, looking at her. Okay. So I'm going to go meet up with her. She's just over here. And then we'll decide if we're going to do another segment. But I don't see a reason to leave because they're here. So that'll be it for this segment. Segment 2. Okay, guys. Third and final segment for August 28th. Now, when I was talking about the big guy that she saw at dusk, we're right at dusk. Remember the rock right there? That's where he was, on the other side of that. So, and I even actually stood back behind there. So after a long waited day or time, you have a before and after shot. And guess what? He's not there. The big Chewbacca guy is not standing there. But where I just was behind it. We went behind, showed the nest over there. It's right down there. Den, little cave that goes in the earth behind the boulders. I've got 3 prints and a huge bumblebee attacking me. 3 huge, or they're juvie prints, but there's no adult prints with it, and there's no tennis shoe prints that show it was human. So we have a little baby running through the park again, which is great news. They're still here, guys. So I have a reason to actually still come back. Now I have a reason again. So we're going to make our way out. Again, this is the trail, the way out. Huh? Oh yeah, somebody drew a little X right there. That's interesting. But see how this juniper tree and it mixes in with the boulders? This is what we found. See, so right back there, there's that den. And along these boulders, there's a little cave that goes in the earth. You could see it go down there. Pretty deep, too. I'm not going to crawl in there. But this is where she had her encounter with the large being standing over there looking in the rock. It was a little darker than this because she couldn't make out detail. I could just see there was just a big black blob there. Once we lightened the pictures up, of course, you all saw him. He looked like Chewbacca with something hanging around his neck, like a necklace of some sort. Very strange. So then we made our way out. So that's a pretty good day, guys, for us. This is what kept me going for 10 years was this place. Because it gave so much all the time. I could come out here and it would take me just a minimal amount of time to go off trail and start finding sign. And, you know, we left the area to explore other areas in Colorado because the place was starting to get dry. It wasn't giving anymore. And it's like that. We come here just on a whim after a year and a half, 2 years of not being here, and bam, I found a den, cave, and little prints, juvie prints along the creek. See how the creek is running down there though? All that back there is that little hidden creek. And you have this ridge line here. But that is that is it. So they're still here after we hit, whoa, what is that? A whoop? There's a whoop, whoop, whoop. It was deep, I heard it. It sounded like it came up ahead of us. Starting to get the evening, we might run across some wild turkey. Look at that back in there. Perfect place to lay up in there. So I get the feeling we're gonna run across some wildlife up here maybe. I love this place. It feels so good to be back after so many years of not doing any research in here. Coyotes. Something was howling.
Something over there.
Yeah, it just sounded like they were howling.
I was like, oh.
That sunset coming through your phone looks really pretty. Look at that, it's all pink. That's another thing, by the way. This video is going to be posted to CSR Crone, Susan's channel, because I was having some technical difficulties. So, in the video, I'll probably list all the channels now we're running to. What the hell is those noises? See these juniper trees? They're like, they make the perfect little places to hide in there. They're so thick. Give you great shade. You heard that, didn't you? It's like a little tiny whoop. Whoop!
Like a little kid or something.
Yeah. Well, that's what we have, little kid prints. You know, if that's a human down there at the river, where's the adult prints?
Where's the adult?
Right. And because there's cats in here and there is bear, so yes, that's really cool down there. You got to be very careful. See, it's almost like he's right across. There's another layup right across from.
We bell, we quiet.
And am I talking too much?
No, I'm just teasing you.
There's that cave up there.
Yeah, mosquitoes on here.
Okay, we're gonna make our final ascent up. We need to get up there. It's going to be a hike, so that'll be those 3 quick segments for August 28th. Colorado Sasquatch Research, Mark and Susan Crone. Thanks for watching, guys.